Elephants and rhinos, giants of the savannah. Mostly peaceful. But when they clash, it's dramatic. These are two of the world's last remaining megafauna, colossal herbivores sharing the same dwindling spaces. One might imagine their encounters would always be cataclysmic, and yet, for the most part, they manage a delicate coexistence, an almost respectful balance. They are living relics of a bygone age, navigating a world that has grown too small for them. Their interactions are not merely fights for dominance, they're complex social dramas on the African plains, ancient rules of engagement, still mysterious to us. But what happens when this fragile peace is broken, when resources become scarce, when hormonal surges overwhelm natural caution? In these moments of high tension we see their true nature, the elephant, profound intelligence and social complexity, the rhinoceros, an armored tank of primal force, a confrontation that seems mythological, a test of brain against brawn, calculated pressure versus explosive aggression. Understanding these standoffs shows the pressures they face every day. We'll delve into 25 facts that reveal their dance of dominance and survival. If you enjoy wildlife showdowns, subscribe now and hit the bell so you don't miss our deep dives. On the sprawling plains of Africa, a delicate and often unspoken truce exists between its largest land inhabitants. The elephant and the rhinoceros, titans of the terrestrial world, carry on their ancient routines in peaceful coexistence. Despite immense bulk and formidable weaponry, confrontation is not their default state. To engage in conflict is to risk injury. And here, an injury can be a death sentence. That lesson is etched into their DNA. Survival often depends on avoiding a fight. Watch for weeks and see mutual, respectful distance. Elephants graze like a slow gray tide as a solitary rhino browses, seemingly oblivious. They're aware, keenly, through scent and sound. Awareness does not equal aggression. It's a quiet acknowledgement of shared space. This peace is the foundation, the rule. Clashes are the exception. Often there's enough for everyone, grass, leaves, and space to spare. Neighbors, not inherent enemies. Lives governed by seasons and water. They choreograph access without conflict, often a baseline of tranquility that makes any shatter of peace more significant and more telling. As the wet season recedes, the landscape transforms, waterholes shrink, few precious oases remain. These spots become arenas of tension, unspoken truces are tested. Often, the elephant holds sway, presence alone, a looming shadow, a silent message. The rhino reads the display, and often yields. Pragmatism, not cowardice. Dominance needn't be violent. Rhinos may use terrain, steep slopes and dense brush to avoid escalation. Dust, ear flares, visual intimidation to end disputes early. It is a grave mistake to assume size, and intelligence always guarantee victory. A rhino sometimes initiates the clash with a shocking burst of aggression. 2 tons become a battering ram tipped with horn. The elephant must absorb the impact and turn mass into a wall. The plains echo. The real fight begins. No longer posture, brutal strength, tusks as levers, seeking a flank to lift and unbalance. The rhino aims for side or underbelly. Once pinned, rhinos rarely fight back. They disengage to survive. Tusks are elongated incisors, deadly spears at close quarters. Cases show elephants pinning rhinos, tusks causing grave wounds. Expose the flank, and lethality rises. Most encounters end with retreat or injury, not death, though fatalities occur. Rhino vocalizations, squeals and snorts, can de-escalate tension. Most confrontations end without a blow. Elephants perform, ear flares, head shakes, dust clouds, mock charges, a calibrated escalation, giving the rhino room to retreat. Rhinos bluff too, testing resolve without a fatal commitment. Circling can test for weakness, or an escape route. Theater prevents war. Their rivalry echoes in our stories. Babar portrays wise elephants and militaristic rhinos as foils. Intelligence and social complexity versus solitary raw power. An archetype rooted in real tension. Across cultures, they symbolize opposing forces. Must unleashes a hormonal storm, hyper-aggression, indiscriminate charges. These are the most dangerous encounters. Young bull elephants are often the most aggressive. Hierarchy tempers violence. Psychology matters. Smaller elephants can make rhinos back down. Blocking paths, following, branch snaps, mind games wear down resolve. Retreat without combat. Psychological dominance outweighs size. In dry seasons, rhinos sometimes shadow elephants to water, trusting their memory. In some areas, elephants show species-specific aggression. Targets can differ between black and white rhinos. Peaceful coexistence is still the norm, broken by stress, season, and chemistry. In rare extremes, elephants flip rhinos, power, leverage, aggression, a brutal checkmate, usually by a large bull, often in muss, stop the charge, pivot the rhino, drive tusks low, a 2-ton titan lifted off its feet, utter vulnerability, the elephant dominates. The rhino's power is front-loaded, if the opening fails, it retreats. Once pinned, counterattack is folly, escape is survival, fight over, lesson learned. Elephants can detect rhinos by scent alone, often miles away. Their sense of smell is among the strongest in the animal kingdom. Scent grants time, assess, choose terms, or avoid entirely. It can also be a weapon, seeking rivals with intent. Silent navigation keeps the peace more than we ever witness. Bluff charges probe. Unshaken elephants end the debate. Enjoying the deep dive? Stick around. We're not done yet. Among the unwritten rules, calves are rarely targeted. Unless provoked or in must, adults focus on adults. Must can break that code, with tragic consequences. Human compressed habitats increase tense encounters. Some reserves separate species or relocate rhinos to prevent fatalities. Introducing senior bulls ended a spate of rhino deaths in one case. Submission calls can diffuse elephant aggression. Elephants sometimes block paths, passive-aggressive displacement. Victories can be costly. Elephant tusks can crack or snap. A twisting force during struggle can fracture ivory. Tusks are tools. Feeding and status suffer after a break. Social rank and mating success can decline with damaged ivory. This rivalry is a dance of psychology, strategy, and survival, shaped by seasons, hormones, and shrinking boundaries. Bluffs spare lives, called bluffs reveal raw power. Scent grants elephants initiative, rhinos use terrain and speed. Most days end like this, quiet, cautious, alive. If you enjoyed this standoff, subscribe and like. More wildlife face-offs coming soon. Thanks for watching.